friends, I think it's time for another little update. I'm not entirely sure what I've filmed since I spoke to you last. I know I was cleaning my sewing room area, which was really nice. And baby Doogie here is typical baby for me, I would say, in that he's doing this thing where he just does not want to nap by himself. As you can see, he is doing his normal schedule today. Yesterday he weirdly decided to just like sleep by himself for a while, and it was so magical. I was able to get a good amount of stuff done. Like, I can still do a fair amount of stuff with him in the baby carrier, but it's just harder. I love that I have a baby carrier and that I can use a baby carrier and that he likes the baby carrier. I'm so appreciative of all of those things, but it is just harder. And so it is always a bit magical when he's like sleeping by himself. And like today, he did his normal thing where it was like we napped together for our 20-30 minute nap, and the second I get up to like go to the bathroom and make lunch and stuff for myself, he wakes up. I come back in there and he's just like laying there looking around like, where'd you go? And he's just been fighting sleeping, so he's a little grumpy because he won't go to sleep. But he should fall asleep here in like the next couple of minutes, just because as soon as I put him in the baby carrier, he's like, okay, I'll snuggle here, everything will be good. But yeah, it's been a little bit of a tougher day. My toddler, I'm pretty sure that he's teething. He's getting his 2-year molars. He's got that last set of molars to come in. And I've been wondering when it was going to happen. And it's okay. You're okay. Yeah. Just go to sleep. Just go to sleep. It's okay. And I'm pretty sure that it's happening now. So he's just been really off this whole week, and like this morning in particular, he was just so fussy, like the poor little guy. You know, I had to tell him no for something, and typically, you know, he's not necessarily thrilled when I tell him he can't do something, but he doesn't really like, he's just kind of like, and then moves on. And today it was just like the end of the world had happened. Like, he was just so distraught, and so I'm like sitting there, well, not sitting there, I'm trying to scramble around and get breakfast done, and because it was another one of those things where baby had miraculously decided to sleep by himself for a little bit, but then I'm pretty sure that my toddler hollering woke him up. But I was able to make breakfast for us really quickly and all that, but it was just, it's tough because it's like you see your little kid and he's just so upset and it's so sad. But it'll be fine. He'll get through it, and then we won't have to worry about any sort of teething stuff for a good long while, hopefully. But I think the next time when your baby teeth start coming in, it's like 6 or 7 or something. So we'll have a few years of a break. Well, that's not true, because then baby's going to start teething in a few months. But my toddler will have a break for a while. But yeah, right now I'm just working on getting... Baby is a lot bigger than his older brother was at this age. And so he's almost 2 months old, and I'm already having to swap out his clothes for 3 to 6 month size clothing. He's the size now, like he's bigger than my, how can I phrase this so it's not confusing? He is the same size now at 2 months as my toddler was when he was like 4 or 5 months. So that's been fun. It's wonderful having a nice chunky little baby, and he's just so sweet and so cute, but it's also just so discombobulating because, yeah, my toddler was 4 months before he hit this size. And so he may have been, I think he was 4.5, almost 5 months. And so it's just a whole different experience, which is fine. Like, it's fun. Like, I think that's the thing with having more than one child, is that you get to experience the whole range of possibilities. But yeah, so I'm having to pull out the next size up of clothes already, and I'm realizing that for whatever reason, I might not have as many 3 to 6 month size clothing as I would have expected. So I've got to, once my husband gets home, I'm going to have him help me get up into the attic and pull out the other tub of clothes and just make sure that some of the 3 to 6 month size clothes didn't get stuck in there for whatever reason. Because yeah, I think he's a little bit too small for 6 to 9 month size, but 3 to 6 month size, I think he's about perfect. So if I don't have very many 3 to 6 month size clothes, I may have to get a few. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's pretty much the main update for the moment. I've been trying to do little bits of knitting here and there. I don't know if I filmed anything this morning when we were outside. We were able to go outside in the yard. That's been one of the most loveliest things about having the weather cool down, is that we can go outside in the mornings without the mosquitoes immediately eating us alive, and it has just been magical. I think it has been helping my toddler to sleep and nap better, and it's just, I'm so grateful. Because over the summer, the mosquitoes get so bad out in our yard that we just can't be out there. Like, they're terrible. And so I'm so grateful that we're getting to the point now where we should be able to go outside some. And at least in the mornings now, it's been cool enough that we definitely can. And there'll be 1 or 2 mosquitoes about, but I'm also quite tired. My toddler was up 2 or 3 times in the night, and then baby gets up to feed, and I was up a little bit later than I had planned to be. That's how it goes. But yeah, so I'm just so grateful. Let's see if this one fits you. It actually fits you. Well, that's good. I was laughing with my mom because she bought this adorable little like pumpkin onesie, like zipper suit thing for him. Well, matching ones for him and the toddler, and it is the cutest thing. But the hat that came with it was so short and small for like his head. And this one actually does seem to fit, which is good because we're almost to the point where he's going to need to have a hat on. So it's just so cute. But it's a little bit warm today. It's supposed to be in the low 80s, and so it's a little bit warmer. But yeah, anyway, back to the knitting. I was going to say we were outside, and so I was able to work on my cowl test knit that I'm doing. I'm so excited about it. It is looking so good. I absolutely love how this yarn is working out how together. Look at that. Oh, it's kind of hard to see. It looks kind of dull in this lighting. But maybe if I... That's a little bit better. It's much brighter in real life. Yeah, it's way too dull. But I am just loving it. It looks so cool. I'm kind of hoping that there's enough of this yarn left over to maybe put into a pair of like shorty socks or something. It's a 100% merino wool, like superwash merino wool, I think. I don't have the ball band with me. Yeah. And so I'm a little hesitant to put that in socks. That's why I decided to use it for this cowl, because I was like, this would be perfect. It's also a very heavily variegated yarn, and so sometimes that can pool kind of funny in socks. But it's looking so cool in this cowl, and I'm very excited to keep working on that, because it's just so mindless. There's so much garter stitch, and it's the pattern that I'm test knitting for Callan Kennersley Designs. And like I've mentioned before, she's the same lady that did the Pretty Little Cow pattern that I've knit 5 times. I think it's 4 or 5 times. I can't remember for sure. And I love it. It's so much squishy garter stitch. It's such a fantastic way to use up those random skeins of yarn that you're just not... You spit out your pussy again. Those random skeins of yarn that are just beautiful, but you're not really sure what to do with them. And patterns like this, like cowls, are just, it looks so good. So I'm super pleased with how that's coming out. And then I'm so close to being done with the main part of one of these mittens. These are the Claremont, I always second guess myself, mittens by Amy of And Other Knits. And they're these like pocket mittens. And I was going to finish them up. I just have the decreases in the bind off for the top of the pocket. And then this kid was just too distracted. Mostly he was fussing, so, you know, I couldn't ignore him anymore. But yeah, so it's these beautifully cabled mittens, and then it has this pocket piece that you make so that you can have it be fingerless gloves or mittens. And I am just about done with this pocket piece. Oh, it looks so good. Although now I'm realizing that I might need to take out the start of the decreases that I did and do one more repeat of the stitch pattern, because otherwise I think I really will need to, now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, because otherwise I'm afraid that this back here is gonna want to pull apart. Oh well, it's fine. This cable is actually quite simple and fun to work, so I don't mind. But yeah, I'm loving how these are turning out. I can't wait to get it done. Yeah, I think I am. I'm going to pull out I've only done one row of the decreases, so I'm going to pull that out and do one more repeat of the pattern, just because otherwise I think that this pocket split is just going to want to do that, and that's going to be so annoying. So, but yeah, so then it has this little pocket on it that then makes it the mitten, but then if you need to use your fingers, it pops off and there's a little button and a button loop that you do, and it's just, oh, it's so cute. So I'm really loving working on that one. And I know I've mentioned this before, but I'm making it out of this Baby Bee Sweet Delight Prince in the Woodland Elderberry colorway, and I love this so much. Hobby Lobby recently, at the beginning of fall, like maybe in August or something, they came out with 3 or 4 like new colorways of their Sweet Delight yarn. And I love them so much, but they're not necessarily colors that I would wear as like full sweaters or something. And so I love the idea of making like some cowls or mittens or hats or whatever. Hey, you're supposed to be going to sleep. You're supposed to be going to sleep. I know. But anyway, I'm talking your ears off. But I wanted to give a little update and then probably go ahead and close out this vlog well, just close out this vlog. I'm trying to do a little bit better about getting them done rather than them carrying on for days and days and days. Just because I haven't had the chance to like sit down and say something to fill out a vlog. But yeah, so very quickly, I'll show you the other 2 projects that I have here. I've got this romper. And I can't remember where exactly I was when I last mentioned it to you, but all I have left to do now is weaving. Sir. Is weaving like 4 ends and then sew the buttons on. So it is like basically done. It was so annoying because I did one whole strap and was getting ready to do the second one, and I realized that I had accidentally done it on the wrong end. I'd done it on the bottom rather than on the top. So I was like, oh. So I had to reknit that whole strap, but that's fine. They took no time at all. But yeah, so I just need to weave in the ends for that and then stitch on the buttons. And then that one will be done, which will be good. I want to try and get this done this weekend. The deadline isn't until next week or the week after or something, but I'd like to go ahead and get that one done and dusted. And then this one is kind of slow going. Well, it is and it isn't. I've hardly worked on it, but I've already got a whole chunk. This is the Stick Season jacket that I'm test knitting for Rebecca of the Crayabea podcast, and it is so fun knitting with this chunky of yarn with like, I think these are size 9 needles are the ones that I needed for gauge. And it's so much fun doing that when I've been doing a lot of like DK weight and fingering weight yarns to do something that's like this big chunky thing. It's so much fun. So from what I understand with the pattern is I have to knit the back panel and then I have to pick up stitches for the front panel, or for the front panels, like you do one side and then the other side. And then after you've gotten everything to a certain length, you join under the arms and then work the rest of the body. So hopefully I can get some good progress done in that one, but thankfully that one's not due until like mid-December, so as long as I don't get too distracted by other things, I should be well set up to have that done on time. But that is all the update that I have for you for now. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and end this vlog here. I hope you've been enjoying this. I've been enjoying trying to do a few more vlogs and things for Vlogtober. But yeah, I hope you're having a wonderful October so far, and I'll see you in the next one.